Back for another daily market review on the NASDAQ. Today is November 7th, Monday, November 7th, 2022. And we are now starting to see Tuesday's candle begin to form. Yesterday closed above the high of Friday. And I do find it compelling that we've created this 3-bar swing low where we closed above the high of Friday. To me, that usually suggests we are likely to see some upside continuation. However, we still have this daily gap right above and this monthly level from the last month's open that's currently capping the market as we speak. Let's go into the price action for today. So as I said yesterday to start the week, we were short-term bullish, assuming this imbalance was going to hold. And sure enough, it pushed up. It was a very choppy day. And, in hindsight, the only opportunity for me would have been something like this, a pullback into this area here. We have this order block with this gap here created. So it definitely would have been valid, but especially since we have this high and these early session highs. So as targets, and the market did eventually take it out, but I just thought that this was a very choppy market to be involved with, and I did not find it to be very enticing to get in on the lower time frame. So I, until here, actually, this is one thing I do want to highlight that I wish I had taken. Actually, I think it was on a little bit cleaner on the 10-minute chart. Okay, so right here, it's in this part of the day here, right at after lunch. So it was a afternoon trade, New York time afternoon, 10 a.m. West Coast time. And if we just follow the structure here, we've got this high to this low, to this lower high. We also have intermediate highs and lows here, but from this high to this low, we've come up, created this high here off of this imbalance. So at first I was thinking, hey, this might go lower. But then when this failed to make a lower low and shot up and created a bullish imbalance, that would have been the signal for me to be a buyer on a pullback here into this gap. And that is the signal for me that the market is ready to move to higher prices. But I wasn't watching it this time of day. I don't usually trade the lunchtime afternoon session, especially when the morning session is very, very choppy. If we're getting a very big trend day, I'll take a peek in the afternoon session when I have a very clear direction. But that wasn't the case for me today. I just didn't like how this was just chopping around forever. With Tuesday being the elections, I just figured it was best to avoid for now until there's something very, very clear. On the 15-minute, we had the gap open to start the week, just a consolidation inside Asia, and then a strong push with strong momentum in London, breaking the Asia high, and then price came up very close to Friday's high, and then consolidated, and then at the New York Stock Exchange open, had a lot of whipsaw back and forth, came down into this value area here. So this could have been very much a valid trade. You would have just had to sit through a lot of chop, about a couple hours worth at least. So that's where things stand for today. Now tomorrow, it's the election, so I'm gonna just keep an open mind. Right now, the previous month's open, and this gap is capping price to the upside. I do usually like to see continuation after we put in a 3-bar swing low like this. However, we have already spiked the high, and that could be it. In fact, I was planning on going over this later, but I did open up a short trade here that I'm currently in some profit on. Normally I don't trade this time of day, but it was a very clear setup, and I happened to be looking at the charts at this time, and if the market's going to give me my setup, I will take it every day. So the reason why I got involved in this is looking at the hourly. We've come up into the month, that previous monthly open, which isn't indicated on this chart. We've created a high from, this is Monday's high, and then we took the high in early Asia and saw some unwillingness to stay above the high of yesterday, and we're in this gap here as well, which was a point of interest on the higher time frame. But more specifically, just looking at this structure here from this high to this low, came up, shut up, looked like maybe this could be an exhaustion spike, if you will. Price came down, created the swing low off of this gap, and then boom, this is what did it for me. This candle right here, closing below this low, I saw it. I saw the market then come up, hit this gap here on this candle, and show some rejection. That's when I got in, and I've since tightened my stop. Pretty conservative target since it is in the Asia session, but just looking at from this low to this high, this is about halfway. We have this imbalance here and these lows here. So I expect the market to come down and take out these lows, hit this imbalance, and I've already reduced my risk. So all good. We'll see how it plays out and report back tomorrow on this one. So that's it for today, and we'll be back tomorrow.